3 ข้อเรียกร้องนี้คือคำขาดที่เรายื่นไปยังรัฐสภาและรัฐบาลขอจงรับฟังและปฏิบัติตาม
The current anti-government protests are building into the most serious threat yet to the rule of Prayut Chan-o-cha, who first took power in a military coup in 2014 and then retained power in the 2019 election. The difference between today's protests and those in the past, however, is that they are being led by students and the young generation. So, what makes this young generation dare to be at the forefront of the anti-government protests in Thailand? In many families, parents and children fight because their political ideas are different, and some people believe the political conflict is driving a generational conflict in Thailand. In the midst of this upheaval, the Faculty of Political Science at Chulalongkorn University organized a seminar on August 25, 2020 on the topic of understanding the young generation in a disruptive world. In the first session, young representatives from each region explained why they feel the need to protest.
จากในสลัมดังไปไกลถึงเมืองนอกผมไม่สนใจว่าใครจะไม่เชื่อแต่ขอให้ใจผมคิดชอบ
The first speaker, Thanayutna Ayuthaya, a resident from Klong Toy slum, who is now a rapper, said education in Thailand places too much importance on academic studies. But there are many types of students. Some are good at music, some are talented in other arts, but Thai schools don't give these areas equal importance.
ทุกท่านอาจจะหวังว่าการเปลี่ยนแปลงจะต้องขนคนจากอีสานเข้ากรุงเทพ
Vishirawit Semun, an activist from the Khon Palkanti group, who grew up in a middle-class family from northeast of Thailand, or Isan, said, the protest in Isan is quite different from those in Bangkok, because most of the people there are farmers, and there are fewer protests right now because it is the harvest season. Najwa Zan Mahmood, a high school student from Trang province, raised the issue of religion. She said, everyone from each religion pays tax, but why do some schools in Thailand forbid Muslim students from wearing the hijab, as is their right? The last representative, Thatep Reung Papai Kitseri, one of the leaders of Free Youth, or Yawachon Plot Air, emphasized the 3 core demands on the stage: the dissolution of parliament, amending the constitution, and ending the intimidation of critics of the government.
วิธีการสื่อสารเนี่ยคือเราต้องทำความเข้าใจว่าทำไมคนรุ่นใหม่ถึงเกี้ยวกาดกันมาความเกี้ยวกาดนี้มันไม่ใช่เพราะว่าเขาก้าวร้าวแต่มันเป็นเพราะว่าโครงสร้างสังคมมันทับเขาอยู่มันกดทับเขามา
He said the reason that the young generation has come out to protest is not because they are aggressive, but because the social structure is their problem, such as authoritarianism in the family and in schools. So, adults should listen to them to understand their real problems. The second session of the seminar was for lecturers to give their ideas about the understating of the importance of the young generation. Assistant Professor Attapon Anantawarasakun, lecturer from the Faculty of Education at Chulalongkorn University, said it's time for every school to be open-minded towards their students and to try harder to understand them.
I think within these 2 weeks, many school teachers they will suffer because it makes them surprised about the movement in school. School used to be the safe space for teachers, not for students. But within a week, we see the progress in many schools. There are many platforms in school where teacher and students try to negotiate together and looking for some solution. How can they support each other within this kind of atmosphere?
Assistant Professor Dr. Prachak Kongkirati, lecturer from the Faculty of Political Science at Thammasat University, said everyone should listen to and truly understand each other.
In every period of history, we have a generation gap, right?
Yep.
The parent, think of yourself when you were kids, when you were teenagers in the 60s, 70s, when you were a baby boomer generation. In 60s and 70s, the parent also at that time, right, when you were teenagers, you also rebel against your parent, right? So it's normal. Now it's time to listen to the children, your own children. We should listen to each other. Kids have to listen to their parent too. So it's a big learning process. But if we can use this opportunity to learn from each other in a peaceful way, I think Thai society will be very mature and we will go through this difficult time together.